Gold FM is #1 here in Sigatoka.
Gold FM is our favorite radio station here in Lautoka.
Gold FM is #1 in Nel.
I love listening to Gold FM in Ba.
We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits here in Suva.
Hear about bottled cola, you immediately think of gold. I'm Josephine Sabi and I love hearing Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
In this bulletin, bail for Nauruan high school students charged with murder of Tongan USP student. Army will stay out of politics, says Commander. And over 200,000 young people expected to vote in September elections. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. The 5 Nauruan high school students charged with the murder of Tongan USP student Sione Tufui appeared in the Suva Magistrates Court today. 19-year-old Julian Henrik, 19-year-old Jameson Aguirre, and 18-year-old Bouncer Quading, along with 2 juveniles, have been released on bail. No plea was taken. Their lawyers requested bail for the 3 named. However, prosecution lawyers objected, saying they are a flight risk and it is in the interest of public safety they be remanded in custody. The case has been transferred to the High Court and will be called on the 4th of July. Meanwhile, the Nauruan High Commissioner Jarden Kefis offered to be the surety for the boys, but Chief Magistrate Usaira Taveuni rejected the offer because Kefis has diplomatic privilege. The Republic of Fiji military forces have expressed disappointment about how an Australian newspaper, The Age, totally misinterpreted a statement by the military commander. Apisalame Doka spoke to Brigadier General Mosesi Tikoitonga and files this story.
The military commander says the way The Age reported his interview was unacceptable.
The newspaper cutting that appeared in the Australian Age was an interview that I did last year. Early last year sometimes, when I was interviewed by the Australian journalist. Unfortunately, they have decided to print a paragraph of about over an hour's interview, which took the whole context of what I said totally out of context.
Brigadier General Tikoitonga says he had confirmed people were taken to the military camp after the coup, but not recently, as in the intention of the statement put out in The Age newspaper.
I know specifically that I said I did not deny that there were people taken to task for the events, for some events. But I was referring to the 2007-2008 period. And I'm sure all Fijians would appreciate in 2007-2008 there was a totally different security climate, and the RFMF had to do what it had to do to maintain peace and security for the majority of Fijians. If we allowed people to form militant groups or to form opposition groups, it could turn into a disaster as far as security is concerned.
The military commander today reiterated the RFMF will not be involved in politics.
I stand by the statement that I just made recently. The RFMF will not be part of any political party, nor will it be participate in any campaigns for elections. And I stand by that statement, and I go by that statement, that whoever wants to commentate now on the RFMF's role into the new democracy, the RFMF will become apolitical and become a non-partisan to any political games.
Brigadier General Tikoitonga says the RFMF will only focus on their role as an institution. Apisalome Doka, FBC News.
Media practitioners this week have been undergoing election training organised by the Media Industry Development Authority. Ellen Stahls has more.
The 4-day workshop was designed to give journalists a clear picture as to what their roles are and the correct way to report on elections. MIDA Chairman Ashwin Raj says the training is crucial for a number of reasons.
The media needs to know what its role is going to be in the lead up to elections. We're only 2.5 months away. I wanted, some robust discussion about the provisions in the electoral decree, particularly Part 4, pertaining to the media, and what the role of the media is going to be.
This workshop today is part of a series of workshops that is aimed at training journalists to familiarize themselves with the election process. Supervisor of Elections Mohammed Saneem says the Elections Office is all for working with the media.
The Fijian Elections Office works with the media and we conduct regular media trainings and media briefings so that the members of the media, are also aware of what's going on and they better understand the whole process.
Meanwhile, Communications Fiji Limited News Director Vijay Narayan says journalists should already be prepared.
Of course, the media will be one of the main medium to take that information out to the people of Fiji. So today's session is very important on how that information about the actual count and how those votes cast all that information will be disseminated to the people of Fiji, to the voters of the country.
Journalist Vuniwanga Mbari from Fiji Live says she learned a lot.
Our performance as the media is a decisive factor in holding and the outcome of the election.
The Suva workshop concludes tomorrow. Ellen Stolz, FBC News.
The first prosecution witness took to the stand in the trial of former Native Land Trust Board Director Kenin the Queen Raketi this morning. Former NLTB Board Chairman Ratutoi Kitao Kanuto told the court that during a board meeting, Balu Khan, the owner of Pacific Connects Limited, asked for $4.6 million upfront for a new software solution for the NLTB. The Kanuto told Judge Justice Janaka Bandara he raised his concern about the cost and also asked Balu Khan to present a financial history of his company and its shareholders. He said Khan failed to do so. The Queen Raketi, as chairman of Vanur Development Corporation, allegedly authorized securities and loans to Pacific Connects without the knowledge of the NLTB. The trial continues in the Suva High Court. Still to come on FBC News, retiree volunteer teachers return from 2-year stint in the Marshall Islands.
Talita na Radio Fiji 1 na mwira ni nonda bonua.
Ando talita kana borro na Radio Fiji 1 singa toka boleta ni station ni alumatua.
Ando talita ka bole una borro na Radio Fiji 1 station ni alumatua ilo toka.
Ando talita ka bole una borro na Radio Fiji 1 e mandi na station ni alumatua.
Au tungo korbo ando borro mo leve na station ni alumatua na Radio Fiji 1.
Ando borro na Radio Fiji 1 na station ni alumatua na bandoi tele.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. Over 200,000 young people are expected to vote in the general elections just 82 days away. Young people attending the current 2014 Youth and Sports Conference at the Vodafone Arena in Suva have been briefed on what to expect come September 17th. Eleanor Turangaivu reports.
For the first time in the country's history, young people 18 years and over will be able to cast their vote in the general elections. Young people from around the country gathered at the conference have been advised to carefully choose who they will vote for.
When a political party comes to you and wants to campaign, they must have a policy that will appeal to everybody. They should have policies that will be for the benefit of the entire country, not just for one particular group or for one particular area. It must be beneficial for all.
Some of the young potential voters took the opportunity to question the minister responsible for elections.
On the registration card, your address says Vanulevu, but you'll be in Suva. You need to inform the elections office. Just on that note too, the elections office is also making provisions for what they call pre-polling. There are two types of vote, there are two instances when you can vote before September the 17th.
Is there any assistance given to us personal disabilities, especially for us blind vision impairment, as to how we are going to vote for the upcoming elections.
In fact, the law has the provision where people who cannot necessarily see the ballot paper can have somebody go with them to assist them. So those provisions have been made.
Since we have passed the constitution last year, what guarantee we have that the government is the constitution that we have passed?
Any government that will get, or any political party that gets elected, will get elected under this constitution. There is a provision in the constitution, section 2, that talks about how the constitution is supreme law of the land and that nobody can change the constitution.
Said Kayum reminded the young people that it's essential they know and understand the fundamental functions of government, parliament, and more importantly, understand what political parties are preaching as the countdown towards the general elections continue. Eleanor Turangai View, FBC News.
12 volunteer teachers who were posted to the Marshall Islands in 2012 have returned to Fiji following the completion of their contracts. The volunteers were today awarded certificates by the Public Service Commission for hard work and service for the last 2 years. Savara Tamboa has more.
The 12 teachers were given the posting under the Fiji Volunteer Scheme. They were ready for what was ahead of them when they left our shores in 2012.
My colleagues threw themselves heart and soul into the work that was before us, because you will well understand that the two systems are not the same. We had to go by American standard.
Sharing their experiences today, the volunteers believe that Fiji can adopt some programs implemented in the Marshall Islands school system, like the concept of having summer classes.
Yes, summer classes should be activated in our Fiji school system.
I think it's a good idea, and I think the ministry should implement the same program.
It's one of the many ways we thought students will improve on their performance through summer classes.
At least one of the volunteers is willing to go again if given the chance.
Well, I think I would be for it.
Meanwhile, the Fijian government, at the request of Marshall Islands, will send another batch of teachers.
We'll be working on that in the coming months with the view to disperse them by September.
Some of the retirees have been offered contracts by the Marshall Islands government to teach there. Sabera Tamboa, FBC News.
The traffic stakeholders meeting in Suva has revealed that most drivers do not follow the basic road rules, putting a strain on authorities to continuously monitor and penalize them. The issue was a major topic discussed during the second quarter traffic stakeholders meeting yesterday. Apisalome Dokar reports.
25,000 drivers have been booked for various traffic offences from January to June this year.
How the LTA give the PHP license to bus drivers, especially the young bus drivers. Young bus drivers, they are very dangerous drivers in the buses. They drive in such a manner with disregard to the traffic rule and the amount of noise and everything.
The bus drivers at the moment are junior drivers. They lack their attitude. This is the biggest problem.
We are looking at ways to have small workshops conducted by the LTA and the police on awareness of the drivers in their behavior. Especially the main thing that we want to see is for these drivers to be educated.
The Fiji Taxi Union says most people are driving for the sake of earning an income and don't care less for responsibility they have as drivers on the road.
They cannot get employment, they are not well educated, they try to get a license for them to be a driver, to earn some money. But most of them don't really have the special or the professionalism, like you were saying, for drivers to be five-star drivers.
Traffic stakeholders, which include police, LTA, the Fiji Roads Authority, municipal councils, the Fiji Bus Operator Association, Fiji Taxi Union and the National Fire Authority, have agreed to convene trainings for our drivers to better behave on our roads. Apisolome Voka, FBC News.
And our man in the suit, Charlie, is back tonight with sports.
Yes, Jackie, on FBC Sports tonight, Flying Fijians and Cook Island teams draw inspiration from Webb Ellis Trophy and top soccer anticipated at Vodafone Fiji FACT this weekend. That and more after the break.
Gold FM is #1 here in Sigatoka.
Gold FM is our favorite radio station here in Lautoka.
Gold FM is #1 in Nel.
I love listening to Gold FM in Ba.
We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits here in Suva.
Hear about Batu Cola, you immediately think of gold. I'm Josephine Sabi and I love hearing Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
The William Webb Ellis Trophy, better known as the World Cup, was today paraded in front of the Fiji and Cook Islands rugby captains. The two teams will meet in a 2015 World Cup qualifier on Saturday, and the inspiration gained from being near the top prize was second to none. As Indra reports, only one of the teams will get a chance to earn the trophy they call Bill.
Not every day do rugby teams have the opportunity to get near this piece of silverware, not unless you are champions.
Oh, Webb Ellis Trophy means a lot to us as a whole. It's a tournament that a rugby player starts up, is dreaming of to be in it, and to be here, qualifying match, is very important for us as a whole.
To actually hold the trophy, it's a privilege and honor, really.
The trophy that is contested once every 4 years is the pinnacle of rugby, which is understood by the Flying Fijians and the Cook Islanders.
Saturday is a one-off test. Whoever wins will qualify to the World Cup, and we want to win this game in order to qualify for the World Cup.
Do what we can and hopefully come out on the better side of the scoreline.
The chance to get near the golden piece is also an added boost to put on a show by the two teams on Saturday.
Work on our mistakes that we did against Samoa, Italy and Tonga, and sharpen up our moves in order to get a victory on Saturday.
It's going to be a very hard game. We're not hiding away from the fact that it's going to take a lot of work to come out on top, and we're just going to do the best we can.
So come in 2 days, we can be assured that the Fijians and the Cook Islanders will not give an inch to each other. But there will be only one team which will be heading to the 2015 World Cup to challenge for the William Webb Ellis Trophy. Indra Singh, FBC Sports.
2 days remain before the semi-finals of the first football tournament of the year. The Vodafone Fiji FACT will pit the best 4 teams against each other, and excitement is building for the games. The Fiji Football Association also anticipates top-level soccer this weekend.
As Lambasa come again on that far touch.
The first round of matches was full of excitement, something which is again anticipated during the knockout stages.
The 4 teams that have qualified, Ban, Indi, Suva and Lambasa, have been preparing well for the week and will come fresh. With fresh legs, and we expect a great semi-final and final.
The preparations are set and complete, and the parent body says they're expecting fierce competition amongst the 4 remaining teams.
The idea of having this 2-weekend thing is quite good because it gives a break to the teams to recover and also to prepare and correct their mistakes and whatever they have. And so that is an advantage that we have from the past years, that the districts have ample time to prepare and correct their mistakes.
With defending champions Nandi, Ba, Suva and Lambasa in action, only the very brave could pick the winner for Sunday.
Ticket sales started last week, pre-sales, and we did sell quite a number of tickets. The $15 tickets that was in the main extent was sold off from here, and I believe the Surrey Town Council has also finished off their $15, and the demand is now on the $10 and the $15. I'm sure we should have a good turnout. The excitement has been created, and we look forward for a great event.
It's now only 2 days before the 4 teams set foot at Ratuda Kambao Park. Different teams, but only one goal, and that is to win the Fiji FACT title. Indra Singh, FBC Sports.
And finally, the Fiji under-17 cricket side defeated Vanuatu by 29 runs today in the Pacifica Tri-Series. The match was disrupted several times when rain hurled down on the Lodala cricket ground. Fiji earned 104 runs for the loss of 4 wickets. Vanuatu were all out for 75 runs in 12.4 overs. Fiji will now face Vanuatu in the final of the Pacifica Tri-Series tomorrow. And that was the FBC Sports.
A new dive resort is being built in Taveuni. The resort will be the only 5-star instructor development dive resort on Taveuni and will open before Christmas. Completely built out of locally sourced material by local builders, it will cater mostly to dive groups.
We're building a brand new resort in the middle of Taveuni on Sangulu or Taveuni Estates. Shaw Construction from Savasavu is building it, and it is a 1 month construction has already happened, and we are probably about 30% done with the resort.
Fox says with the continuous pressure for diving services on the island, they felt a resort catering specifically to dive groups would be a great addition to their company. It's weather time now with the lovely Trish.
Why, thank you, Jackie. Looking at today's map, Suva and Savu had the same conditions with occasional showers in the morning and the afternoon with cloudy skies. As for the rest of the centers, Nani, Lotoka, and Lambasa had fine weather all day long. Looking at today's temperatures, we had Suva on 27, Nani on 29, Ba on 30, and Savu and Lambasa on 28. As for tonight, the temperatures might fall to a very cool 17 for Ba, Lotoka, Nadi, and Singatoka. Tomorrow's forecast for Suva and Savu, cloudy skies with scattered showers, whereas Nani, Lotoka, Ba, and Lambasa all will have fine weather all day. Image of the day, sunset in Suva. If you have pictures that you would like to share with us, then send them in to citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj.
Thanks so much for that, Trish. A quick highlight of our news tonight. Bail for Nauruan high school students charged with murder of Tongan USP student. Army will stay out of politics, says Commander, and over 200,000 young people expected to vote in September elections. On to our poll question, we're asking, are we doing enough to address human trafficking? Visit our FBC website, www.fbc.com.fj, to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That's all from us today. See you again tomorrow. Nizamo Demanda.
Rugby FM is #1 in Singapore.
I love Rugby FM, it's so hot.
Deke me lala, kai me high. Tangi tauwa me. Rugby FM is hot. Here at Rugby Town, Singapore, love listening to Rugby FM. Rugby FM, it's hot.
Rugby FM is #1 in Suva.
It's hot.
Rugby FM, bo julum julum.
Rugby FM, it's hot.